What's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It's hard to believe, but we're already in the third month of 2025. Honestly, time seems to be moving by way too quickly these days, although that can be a pretty good thing, depending on how you look at it. If time feels like it's moving faster, that means the wait for games you're excited to play won't feel very long at all. And trust me, there's a pretty good amount of games to look forward to just this year alone. And because of that, I thought I'd make a video talking about some of the games coming out this year that I'm personally really looking forward to finally being able to play. Fair warning though, a few of these might be on the more niche side, but it is what it is. They definitely need some more exposure anyways. So enough with the intro, let's get straight to it. You probably wouldn't be able to tell just from looking at my channel, but I'm actually a really huge fan of Bleach. It's one of the first anime I can vividly remember actually finishing, and trust me, I was locked in the entire time. I even ended up watching one of the filler arcs, mostly because I didn't know what filler was at that time, but that's besides the point. Anyway, as most other fans of the series, I've been dying to play some kind of Bleach game, specifically a fighting game. Might be hard to notice based on what I usually upload, but I do enjoy fighting games. I'm not the best at them or anything, but I usually know what I'm doing. And a Bleach fighting game is something I've been dreaming of for years at this point. But at the same time, I was really hesitant about the idea of getting a brand new Bleach fighting game, mostly because of the 3D arena fighter genre. I'll be honest, I don't like arena fighters at all. They really just don't feel all that fun to me, and I knew that there was way too big of a chance that if we got a brand new Bleach game, it could end up being another 3D arena fighter. However, to my absolute surprise, in July of 2024, we were introduced to Bleach Rebirth of Souls, and it looked absolutely amazing. Just from that first reveal trailer, I just knew this was going to be something special, and that feeling only got stronger as more of the game was shown off in the months after. The game had actual depth and mechanics based on Bleach. Every character played differently and had unique moves and options of attacking. The game itself actually had a good looking visual art style, and most important of all, the music was being done by the Neo The World Ends With You composer. Like, come on man, this was just a recipe for an absolute perfect Bleach game. It's looking like the game is gonna have around 32 characters at launch, which is a really good starting roster for a one-on-one fighting game. I thought I knew who I was gonna main right off the bat, but unfortunately it doesn't look like my GOAT is gonna be playable. So I'll have to rethink things. Might be better to just wait until I actually have the game in my hands before deciding on who to main. And thankfully I don't have much longer to wait, because the game drops on March 21st. Trust and believe that I will be there no matter what. Continuing on with fighting games just for a bit, you know this game was gonna end up in the video. How could I not mention Ys vs Trails? I swear, the announcement that this game was coming to console and PC genuinely came out of nowhere. Like, there I was, just getting ready to go watch the Sonic 3 movie with my friends. I happened to check my phone just before I head out, and
Ys vs Trails in the Sky, Alternative Saga!
yeah, I was more than a bit excited, to say the very least. The fact this game has finally been freed from the PSP is honestly a dream come true. I've wanted to try the game out with my friends for so long, but I could never figure out how to get the online to work on an emulator. So this PC version has me so damn excited. Not to mention, it's coming with a bunch of features. For one, all the art is going to be remastered, which is honestly one of the things I'm most excited about, since I really do love the art from this game. Not only that, the game is going to have crossplay between PC, PlayStation, and Switch, which is huge for a fighting game. You and your friends can play together no matter what version you end up buying. I promise you, I'm so ready to throw hands with any and everyone on Ys vs Trails. It's gonna be so damn fun. More importantly though, when this game drops, we gotta come through and support it. So Falcom sees that there's a ton of demand for another game like this. Can you imagine a current day Ys vs Trails game with playable characters from modern entries from both series and even other Falcom games? I'm telling you, I would do genuinely anything to see Adol fight Van, or to see Aprilis fight Ellie or something. God, I'm making my favorite Ys game way too obvious, aren't I? Anyways, when this game drops, we will be on. trust and best believe. Now, this game might be a bit hard to talk about, mostly due to the fact that there's actually nothing to talk about, but hey, it just be like that sometimes. I know fans of a certain game can relate to that. Anyways, Daemon X Machina Titanic Scion. I'm like 90% sure it's a sequel to the original, but then again, there's so little to go off of, I can't be 100% sure. I only found out about Daemon X Machina around 2023, the exact same year Titanic Scion first got teased. Really weird coincidence, but maybe it was fate or something, who knows. What I do know is that Daemon X Machina was a really fun mech game, and for being on Switch, it looked really damn good as well. The gameplay is about what you would expect out of a game where you pilot mechs and stuff. A unique part about the game is that you can run around on foot outside of your mech, and it could get real chaotic at times.
Back the I don't got time for this. Breathe, bro, breathe.
Since my time of playing Daemon X Machina, the only other mech game I've tried out was Megaton Musashi Wired, which is also a pretty good mech game that you should check out. The lack of info on Titanic Scion probably means it's gonna end up being a Nintendo Switch 2 game, and that they're holding back on showing anything off until that Nintendo Direct in April. But that's all the more reason to be hyped, since we really don't have that much longer to wait now. Seriously, I know I said this before, but time is moving by really damn fast, so it's probably gonna be April before we know it. Either way, when it comes to stuff I'm dying to play, this game is definitely high up on the list. Now, I'm not really that big of a Rune Factory fan. In fact, I've only played one game in the series, that being Rune Factory 4 Special on the Switch. But man, I'd be completely lying if I said I wasn't interested in playing Guardians of Ozma. Even from that first teaser, back when it was just called Project Dragon, I just knew it was something I had to try out once it eventually released. Not only did it look pretty different compared to the game I played, but there was something about the game that just drew me in almost instantly, which is surprising considering I don't really like farming sim games. Although the one thing that really made me start thinking about trying this game was actually what I saw of the combat. The Rune Factory game I played did have combat, but for one, I honestly can't remember if it was that good or not, and two, I couldn't have put more than like 10 hours into the game, so I couldn't even speak about how it played even if I wanted to. But from a combat perspective, Guardians of Ozma looks really fun. The attacks seem like they have a pretty decent amount of impact, so hitting stuff will probably feel really good. On top of that, both of the MCs fight completely differently, and they both seem really cool. It's probably gonna be difficult for me to pick who I'm gonna play as first. Well, maybe. I'm already kinda leaning more towards Subaru than Kaguya, but still, they both have really great designs. Even some of the other characters caught my eye, although I may or may not have some favorites already. Anyways, I'm really excited to try this out, but I'm still gonna have to wait like 2 months, since it doesn't drop until May 30th. But trust me, I'm gonna be there day one. If you're a fan of those old PS1 era JRPGs, then this one might be right up your alley. Just ignore the fact I wasn't even around during that era. Anyways, Lost Hellden was first revealed in February of 2024, and honestly, I kinda forgot about the game until I randomly decided to check my Steam wishlist and I saw it there. But trust me, for a JRPG, this one here seems really unique. And not just on the surface level stuff like the art style, though I gotta say, the game really does look nice. But no, what's really unique about this game is the gameplay. It has a unique twist on the usual JRPG formula. It's sort of a mix between action and turn-based, although it definitely seems to lean further towards the action part. Basically, there's phases to combat. The first phase being the action phase, where you get to run around, set up, and attack the enemy, but the enemy can't attack you back. That might sound a bit odd, but that's because we haven't gone into phase 2 yet. After using up all your available actions in the first phase, the reaction phase starts, where things are reversed. The enemy gets to attack you, and you can't attack back. At least, not normally anyways. You'll have to either move around and dodge, or parry the enemy to counterattack. It seems like a really unique way to approach fighting in a JRPG. It almost reminds me of the Star Ocean games. Well, the ones I've actually played anyways. Those being Divine Force and Second Story R. Despite the lack of info on Lost Hellden, it's still scheduled to release in 2025, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how it feels to play once it's out. Now, when it comes to Digimon, I can't exactly say I'm the biggest fan ever, especially considering I haven't even played that many of the games. But I did play both Cyber Sleuth and Hacker's Memory back in 2021, and I absolutely loved those games. So when Digimon Story Time Stranger got revealed this year, I was really damn excited. I really never thought I'd see the day, man, especially considering how long it's been since the release of Cyber Sleuth. But it seems like Bandai finally locked the fuck in. Now, if only they could do that for a certain other series. Anyways, like I said, I'm not the biggest Digimon fan out there, so I can't really say that much on Time Stranger, especially as of right now since we've only had one trailer. But we should be getting more info this month at Digicon, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. One thing I can say about Time Stranger is that I'm really glad they still have Yasuda doing the art. I genuinely feel like Time Stranger wouldn't even feel like a story game without Yasuda doing the character design, although I may just be a bit biased since I really do love his art in the Digimon games, as well as Devil Survivor and Boot Slug. You should totally read this manga, by the way. Anyways, Time Stranger doesn't have a full release date just yet, although that could change in a few weeks. But it's still set for 2025, so I'll be looking forward to it. I might just end up checking out the other Digimon games while I wait. You know I couldn't make a video about 2025 games without bringing this up at least once, even if we still pretty much know nothing about it. East 10 Proud Nordics. Gonna be honest, I still can't believe this game's getting a re-release. It was the very last thing I expected Falcom to do. I really won't go too in depth with this because, again, we practically still know nothing. Although, if you're interested in hearing about what I'd want out of Proud Nordics, I do have a video on that, so feel free to give it a watch after this. Now, with Falcom stating that they've rebalanced the game from the ground up, I'm really hoping that means the game will be a bit more challenging. When I first imported the game to play it back in 2023, it was a bit hard considering I didn't translate anything and therefore didn't fully understand the mechanics. But the second time around, now that I could, read, the game ended up being surprisingly easy at times. But even with the lack of concrete info as of right now, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't excited to find out what's gonna be in the re-release. We know there's gonna be a huge new island, so getting to explore and find out just how big the place is will be really fun. More East content is always nice, so Proud Nordics is definitely something I'm looking forward to. Something else that I couldn't just not bring up in this video is Trails in the Sky the First, the long-awaited remake that pretty much everyone is dying to play. It hasn't even been that long since I originally beat Trails in the Sky, but this remake looks to be so amazing that playing it genuinely might feel like a completely new experience. Again, I won't go too in depth here since I've also already made a video about Sky the First, but man, Falcom is really going all out with this game. The character and craft animations are arguably some of the best in the series. The art style actually just makes this the greatest looking Falcom game to date, and to top it off, the overworld seems to be damn near entirely seamless with no loading screens in between like the original. I'm not even the biggest Trails fan out there, and I'm still really excited to play the remake. I can't imagine what longtime Trails fans were going through when the game first got announced. We know the game is set to release in fall of 2025, and knowing Falcom, it's probably coming out in September like most of their other games. So best believe that I will be there no matter what. Alright, this last game is arguably my most anticipated release for 2025. This series was a huge part of my childhood, so seeing the announcement of this game genuinely had me losing my mind. The Legend of Dark Witch 4. If you've never played or never even heard of this series before, I honestly don't blame you. It's mad niche, but that's exactly why I want to talk about it. If you're wondering what Dark Witch even is, the easiest way to explain it is that it's basically Mega Man, but with girls. And it's really damn fun. The first 3 games were released on 3DS, although 1 and 2 have made their way to Switch and PC. Dark Witch 3 has yet to be freed from the 3DS. Anyways, the Dark Witch games are super underrated, which is kind of unfortunate considering how fun the games are. From good level, boss, and character design, to tons of amazing music made by the Under Night and Melty Blood composer Raita. There's a ton to love about these games. The last mainline game we got was Dark Witch 3 back in 2017, so you could only imagine how hype I was seeing the announcement of Dark Witch 4. This game just improves on everything I loved about the first 3 games. The new music seems amazing, Zaizo's new outfit and abilities look incredible, and the new boss characters we've seen so far look really great too, and their boss fights look really fun. I just know this game is going to be so peak, man. It's already confirmed to be coming to the Switch too, although a PC release is still unknown. Either way, this game alone is going to make 2025 one of the best years of my life, man, I swear. And again, if you haven't tried the Dark Witch games before, give them a try. I promise you'll really enjoy them. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. There's already a ton of games to look forward to in 2025, but these games I just mentioned really mean something to me, you know? Even if they aren't the most popular ones out there. Although, do feel free to comment down below what games you're looking forward to playing this year. Could end up being something I might find interesting too. Anyways, that's all for me. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. Alright, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.